I spend a ton of time on Twitter. A lot of people know me through Twitter, and an observation that I have with it, which I don't think most people make or have thought of. I think people are aware of. Yeah, you've got the avatars, you've got a lot of bots, people with fake names. You can't hear vocal tone. You can't see body language. All those things lead to dehumanization. I think another thing that leads to the major empathy gap, though, with Twitter is that conversations happen backwards. If you meet someone in real life, you always start with commonality. You start with
Right.
greetings and building rapport and finding out the things that you have in common. Hey, what's your name? Where are you from? What are you doing? Like, you start with all of that stuff. You don't start with a hot political take or a
Oh
super
yeah.
controversial take on religion or on this or on that. Whereas on Twitter, because it's just this chamber where you literally go in and you just say whatever you want about any topic and then you get back the responses, I think that all of that rapport building is missed out on. And so oftentimes your first exposure to someone is something that's very contentious or controversial or aggressive or outrage inducing and so on. And so you have a natural reaction to just, react with very little empathy. And then very quickly, and then you have the performative aspect because it's so public, and very quickly people are just, attacking and speaking to each other in a way that for sure they wouldn't speak like that to each other
No,
in
they
real
wouldn't
life.
have the guts to do it in person. I agree. I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. And I'm not sure exactly why Twitter is more that way than Instagram, but I do know that if I can take the same post, right, whether it's a nice picture of my wife and me or various family members together, or whether it's, a teaser tape for the new Predator investigations on True Blue, um, what I put on Instagram will be so much more positive in
Mm-hmm.
its reaction. Chris Hansen's this, Chris Hansen's that. This is great. The goat, blah blah blah. Then on Twitter, well, you ought to make it free. Why do we have to? It's a constant stream of criticism and complaints more
Yeah.
so than Instagram. And I guess it's. I think you hit it on the head. Um, I think there are perhaps less restrictions,
Mm-hmm.
but I know the bot situation on Twitter is horrifying because I've had to have my people, remove thousands and thousands of accounts. I blocked
Yeah.
them over the years that were not real people, that were generated attack bots by people who have been the targets of one of my investigations, for instance,
Mm.
or are behind a misinformation campaign. I mean, you see a lot of it over the years, and it's made me less active on Twitter than some of the other social media platforms because of it. I just don't, why put up with the grief? Why
Yeah.
expose a nice picture of your family to the bots and
Mm-hmm.
creeps?
Yeah, I have two more theories on why that difference may exist between, say, Twitter and Instagram. I think number one is just that there's more anonymity on Twitter.
Yeah,
On Instagram, people tend to use their real names more and real images more. And then another one is I think that I think people, when they're angry or agitated or kind of seeking a fight, I think they're more likely to log into Twitter. I think that people log in to the apps, different apps in different
right.
moods. So I think when people go on to Instagram, they tend to be leaning in a more positive mood. Whereas when people log into Twitter, they're logging in there specifically because they're already a bit agitated. They're kind of looking for
Right.
something. They're they're,
Right.
they're
It's
looking for a fight a bit more.
right. I mean, Twitter's angry ants,
Yeah,
ready
yeah,
to go at it.
yeah.
And Instagram, is more of a situation where you have people wanting to share their nice photos from Thanksgiving, perhaps, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think you hit it on the head. I think that's Twitter.